Marinerang Pilipina has a gem of an import in Hana Chitura. She's like a drone who has the height and the hops to find such great angles from great heights. But the ladies skippers need so much more against a reinforced Santa Lucia squad that wants to build on its first win on opening day. Hello everybody, welcome back to the home of volleyball here in the Flying V Arena. Marinerang Pilipina, they showed some great signs that this could be a different season because they have not yet won a single game.
Well, for Marinerang Pilipina, again, that game against Cherry Tigo was a good game. Maganda yung pinakita ni Hana Chutura, but it wasn't enough. And they are, of course, looking to bounce back today against Santa Lucia. But again, looking at those numbers, it was obvious that it was really the net defense kung saan sila nagkulang. Look at that. The count was 6-11, and 5 out of the 6 blocks na nakuha doon ng Marinera, it actually belonged to Hana Chutura. Kaya ang hinahanap natin dito from Marinerang Pilipina is, of course, not just the support in their net defense, but the overall support from their local players.
Yes, they do have that import who can score well. We'll get into our specific numbers later on. But if we switch ourselves to the other side of the net, you know, I was horsing around with Ruby De Leon and we were dancing downstairs. Sabi ka, Ruby, napaghahalata ko anong music ang gusto mo. But at the same time, Santa Lucia, this is a different team in this conference.
Well, for Santa Lucia, they did get the upper hand pagdating doon sa kanilang stats or in that game. But at the same time, you have to look at also the errors. 32 para sa kanila. So that's just too much. I mean, for any game to get 32 errors, talagang napakarami niyan for Santa Lucia. They could polish upon that, but the ace and the blocks is definitely in their favor. So that's something positive that they could bring as well into this game.
Absolutely. And if we again swing the ball over to the other side of the net, and we talk about the height being might, and Hana Chutura, definitely an asset for this Marinerang Pilipina team that's looking for its first win.
You know, Hana Chutura is definitely almighty in this Marinerang Pilipina team. She is the tallest import this conference, standing at 6'4". She scored 36 points in that last game, 30 attacks, 5 blocks, and 1 ace. Pero again, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, sino nga ba ang tutulong kay Hana in this match against Santa Lucia? Especially since on their side, talking about Santa Lucia, they do have another import which is doing very well. And I am, of course, talking about Shaina Joseph. Mamaya papakita natin siya, but right now on your screens again, 36 points in their last game. Pagdating naman sa Santa Lucia, you have Shaina Joseph who scored 23 points in their last game of 22 attacks and 1 ace, and definitely not just, you know, leading this team, but also winning the crowd with her performance. And you know, she's not just a leader on the court, but she's a vocal leader as well, and I'm sure makikita natin yan in today's game.
And that is something this Santa Lucia team absolutely needs. Look at her numbers from that last game.
You know, Shaina Joseph, that is expected of her. She played in the Canadian junior and senior national teams. So talagang madami na rin siyang experience. And again, that experience is what helped her really lead her team. Siya ngayon ang team captain ng Santa Lucia.
And our friend Carla Lizardo is with us here today. Carla, what do you have?
7, Denise, merong mga health concerns on the side of Marinerang Pilipina. Wala pa rin si Dimdim Pacres. She has been suffering from knee and shoulder pain, kaya nag-undergo siya ng PRP therapy. But she's actually close to 100%. Nakakapag-ensayo na siya. Inaantay na lang nila yung doctor's clearance. Pero another person will be missing and sitting out, ang kanilang libero na si Juliet Katindig. Masama daw ang bagsak niya in their last game. First set pa lang naramdaman na niya, and then afterwards, they were able to get that checked. And there is a partial tear on her MCL. Kaya according to Coach Villet Ponce de Leon, kailangan niya magpahinga for a few weeks. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you very much. That report from Carla Lizardo. We're just moments away from the start of our first of 3 games in the schedule here today. And of course, teams that lost their previous encounters are anxious to start winning. Marinerang Pilipina, of course, in that 4-set loss. I actually watched that game last time in Bacoor, and they were very buoyant, very excited because they took 1 set, and they're hopeful that things will change for the squad.
But again, they are lacking the support of one of their key players Dimdim Pacres, katulad ng sabi ni Carla, she is going to be out up until next week. They're looking to get her back on that court next week. Malaking kawalan din right now para dito sa Marinerang Pilipina. They're starting libero, Katindig, who said, I was talking to her earlier, mga 3 weeks pa daw bago siya makabalik sa laro. So again, right now, filling in her shoes, you have Carly Hernandez, who will play libero for Marinerang Pilipina.
In just a short while, we'll send it to the master of the 5 sets. Walang iba kundi si Noel Zarate. There's always hope that there will be 5 sets when Noel is around, and he's our barker for today. And we're just about ready to send it now downstairs. When this music changes, I'm going to send it. And there it is. Noel Zarate, take over.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our referees for this match. First referee, Joven Rosales, national referee. Our second referee is Eli De Jesus, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the Marinerang Pilipina Lady Skippers. Outside spiker from Croatia, number 1, Hana Shutura. Outside spiker from Colegio de San Lorenzo, number 2, Susan Raslan. Middle blocker from Lyceum of the Philippines University, number 3, Nika Guliman. Center from Arellano University, number 5, Rhea Ramirez. Opposite hitter from De La Salle University, team captain, number 7, Ivy Remulla. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 12, Jen Kasugod. And their libero, also from FEU, number 18, Carly Hernandez. Head coach for Marinerang Pilipina Lady Skippers is Villet Ponce de Leon. They're also starting with Colleen Bravo. And now the starters for the Santa Lucia Realtors. Outside spiker from the University of Perpetual Help, number 9, Royce Tupino. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 11, Mika Reyes. Center from the University of Santo Tomas, number 12, Ruby De Leon. Outside spiker from Juniata College, number 13, MJ Phillips. Middle blocker from Arellano University, number 14, Andrea Marzan. Opposite hitter from Canada, team captain, number 15, Shaina Joseph. Starting libero from Anderson University, number 1, Bang Pineda. Head coach for the Realtors is Edison Orculio.
And we take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, Marinerang Pilipina. We take a glimpse at the roster, Denise.
Basically the same starter for Marinerang Pilipina. Yan din yung starters nila in the last game. And same goes with Santa Lucia, of course. And there's no reason to fix it if it's not broken. At yan yung sistema, o yan yung starter na gumana para kay Coach Edison in that last game against PLDT.
So, everything is being set for our opening salvo here in our first game here today. We have a trio of games in our schedule. There is Shutura on the left side of your picture, and we've got Shaina Joseph on the other side. So we've got 2 quality imports going at each other here today. But you're so correct over the point that it's not just an import show, actually. The rest of the team has to respond as well. Kasi may tendency, sige na, doon na lang tayo sa import. And we are underway with the first serve of this match. It's going to be Ivy Remulla, all set to open this game. Ruby De Leon. And Joseph gets the first point.
Great controlled hit from Joseph there. The defense of Marinerang Pilipino was all the way back at zone 1. It was Remulla who was supposed to get that ball, pero galing siya doon sa service line. Good decision by Joseph.
It's just a matter of good sights and good views and an understanding of how the game goes. Yes, you're right about Joseph being a very vocal leader. There's a drop. picked up nicely. Joseph fires, and it's still in play. Here's Chutura from the back row. Ruby. Joseph.
Ganda. Goes out
Outside.
though. Yep.
Canadian national team pala ito. And Raslan will be serving. Villet is very colorful today. Nagamit niya ito. She was all pumped up with that last game. They didn't win, but nice energy from the coach. Joseph fires. Tracked down by Remulla. The pickup. Chutura, Blanc.
Chutura trying to attack over the blockers, but no flick of the wrist in that last attack.
You know what I've noticed about the imports outside of the Americans is the excellent skill sets of the other players. Chutura has nice digging, even if she's very tall. Doesn't matter. There's a nice drop shot, but it's still in play. CJ sending it over to Bino. Shot is still playable. That's down and out.
It was an easy choice for Chutura in that last attack, going cross court. Of course, Mika Reyes that late for that one. At I mean, her reach is just way above Reyes.
Masarap bigyan ng set ng taas, no?
Yes.
Ayaw lang mababa niyan.
Hindi maaabot ng blockers.
Oo, lalampasan niya. Tubino. Kept in play. The set. The shot. Remulla gets it to bite.
It's a good backline option there para sa Marinerang Pilipina. Again, it's the local support that is badly needed here by Marinerang Pilipina. Missed time there by Santa Lucia.
Looks long, and that's the first service error of this match. We're tied at 3, and Joseph will be serving for Santa Lucia. Chemistry is such a big issue as many teams made substantial changes in their lineups. Joseph, CJ, going to it. We have a net battle, and don't let Mika Reyes see that.
You know, one thing that we've always liked about Mika is her manning that net. Hindi siya basta-basta bumibitaw. She's not the kind of player that would just go back to her position, get ready for an attack. As long as the ball is there, Mika's gonna be there.
And she has made the score 4-3. We have Shaina still in the service area. Nagkagulatan. And suddenly it's an easy over. Ruby will do that.
Easy over for De Leon, that 1-2 attack. Again, targeting that area where Chutura was supposed to be.
Matagal nang ang suspensa ko kay Ruby, may mata sa likod yan. Paki-close up nga direct Francis Oquillo. Ayun, may mata. Chutura. Ramirez with the set. That's long.
Good call by Bollier.
Guliman had the right idea but was long on the attempt. And here is where Marinera does not want to be, falling behind too early. 6-3 is the count here. Shaina Joseph will continue to serve. Oh.
So good.
Borderline. Muntik na mahulog. Ruby De Leon goes the other direction.
Ganda.
And that's where Tobino.
You gotta appreciate that half step na ginawa ni Tobino. You can see her hindi ganun kaswabe yung takeoff niya. But she had to adjust. Ayun no, may konting parang nag-stutter yung step niya.
Parang nalubak eh.
Yes. But she timed that very well.
Baka nakatulong yung hesitation na yun. Sadya ba yun o talagang...
Sadya yun kasi
sadya yun,
hinabol niya talaga yung flight ng bola.
7-3 and make that 8-3. And an ace scored by Joseph. And we'll take a break in the action as we pause for our first technical timeout. 8-3, early lead by the Realtors. You know, one of the preseason stories that was a buzz on social media was the move of Mika Reyes from Petron to Santa Lucia. Mika said it's a new environment, a new challenge for her, and she's going to respond to it, and that is her commitment to this new team.
And that's what she's shown us. In their first game, she scored double digits right away. 5 attacks, 5 blocks for Mika Reyes. So what she's been doing back when she was with Petron, yung magandang ipinapakita niya both offensively and defensively, obviously, dinala niya dito sa Santa Lucia. And we are, of course, looking forward to see more of those. At kung ano pa yung kaya niya pang ilabas dito sa bago niyang kupunan.
Boy, that's one of the fiercest competitors you have across the net in the middle. In the meantime, this is sent airborne. This is the strike, and it's rejected.
Very well timed by Chutura. Joseph had a very good flight. Ang ganda nung takeoff niya, ganda nung forma. But again, Chutura was just right in front of her.
And this is exactly what you like about Chutura. The skill set is so well-rounded. She can dig, she can set, she can block at the net as we get back into the action. Tubino uncorks and delivers.
Bino saw that open area. Mali yung pagkakatago eh. Pagkakaabak ni Hernandez dito. She was at the shadow of the block and Tubino saw that exactly.
Alam mo naman si Tubino, pag naglaro, full swing lagi yan eh. I rarely see her do cut shots. She's going full throttle. In the meantime, Ramirez chases it down. This is shot over to the other side easily. The jump set, it becomes a dump on 2. The strike by Chutura, the track down, the open shot, MJ, it's still alive. Mika Reyes kneeling down, the reverse set, and they don't force the issue. Ramirez makes it a quick and a nice brush. Goliman, nice attack.
Ganda yung pagkakabitin ni Goliman. You can see the contact with the ball. Pababa na yung blockers itong Santa Lucia before she made contact.
Chutura will be serving now at 5 against 9. Pineda with the pickup. The slap in play. Ruby hard at work. The strike from the rear. It is a check ball.
So just taking it to the open spots. Pasok yung depensa ni Hernandez. That's why Tubino went long.
And Mika Reyes in the shine assure of all eyes as she becomes our server. And her team currently ahead 10 against 5 here in the opening set. PSL Grand Prix 2020 action. Chef Sarmiento, Tristan, Carla Lizardo manning your broadcast booth today. The set.
Nice.
Well done.
Ganda nung timing. I mean, that height was perfect for MJ Phillips.
Not because you're a former setter, but you just know of the set.
And you look at the blockers in the middle. Definitely late for it.
Yes,
Hindi
good point.
natapatan
That's
ng
an
maayos. Yeah. Nobody was expecting it to go back to Phillips.
That's an even better observation. In the meanwhile, our score stands at 11-5. Here's a slap, and Ivy Remulla gets her second point.
First time Marinerang executed that double quick play. Very well executed. Connection ni Ramirez and Lucia.
Alam mo, pabor sa Marinerang kasi dikit yung laro. Alternate. Yung second set nung nanalo sila, umabot ng 27. Ang tagal ng pagbabarker ni Noel doon sa laro na yun. Nice play. Nice. Well done. And Remulla scores again. In that set that they won, which was the second set against the former Photon team, 29-27 was their winning score, although Cherry Figo took care of business down the stretch. Santa Lucia, however, is in the lead here, 12-7. Ruby serve, very tight. Ruby De Leon is there. Set up jump. Well done. Ramirez with a hand on it. Top angle. Everybody's kidding at the midline. The tap in play. If you're Marinera, you don't want to waste the point. You want to score on this.
Nice.
Kargado eh, no? Ganda na. Bukas na bukas, walang depensa eh.
Ganda rin ang habol ni De Leon. You gotta credit half that point to her. She was scrambling towards zone 4. Hinahabol niya ang underhand set to Joseph. And ito had a good height and good distance from the net para mapatay ng maayos ni Shai na yun.
You know when Ruby's game is on, she is so hard. She's an excellent card dealer. Saan siya nag-deal ng cards eh. In the meantime, I slip at the net and it's a 7-point lead in favor of the Realtors. Our very grizzled veterans, Ruby De Leon. She'll hate me for that, of course. Meanwhile, bang, that's a pickup that time. Oh, Bollier with a good recover. And Santa Lucia is in control of this first set. And well done. Yagoso, Kasugod, who played well in that game against Cheritigo, also playing well here at the start. Watch this.
So all they really needed is that good reception. They've had a hard time in the past few points kaya hindi sila makaikot eh. Tagal nang nasa likod ni Chutura.
Oh, laking habol. Tinapit na nga ni Ramirez ito yung nahuli, nasa itaas. Chutura, Ramirez, the reverse set. Easily handled by Bang. Chutura tracks it down. He set the offense. Walang buwelo. Ruby looks at the other side.
Nice.
Way! In play. Precarious and out.
Again, you gotta credit the floor defense here of Marinerang Pilipina. That was a good set from De Leon. Tooling the block, leaving Joseph all alone at the wing.
We have Braslan all set to serve for all of us. Our current count is 15-9. Last 2 points have been scored by Marinerang. It's
a catch and throw violation.
I think, is it a rotate? There was a buzzer.
Oh, check that.
I think there was a buzzer. Is it the rotation problem? Referee De Jesus trying to clarify here. Nagkaroon ng score for Santa Lucia. That's why we reach the second technical timeout. At 16-9, we'll have you back with us very quickly.
Ngayon, kung dito siya galing, ang galaw mo ganyan. Tataputan mo lang. Kung dito siya galing, dito ka pa ganyan. Tapos gano'n ang block. Wala siya gano'n eh.
Diba? Pag nakita mo na doon na siya sa loob, huwag mo nang bigyan. Naka-ready naman yung ibang spikers mo. Tara, girls sa boat. Ate, compose natin. Naghahabol tayo. That is 7 points. That's not, it's not a joke. Welcome back to the 2020 PSL Grand Prix here on 5+. These two teams, Marinerang Pilipina and Santa Lucia, both underwent major revamps in the off-season. Kaya malaking issue talaga yung pag-fast track ng chemistry ng kanilang mga players. Ang Marinerang Pilipina, most of their players are actually dorming together. Kaya lagi silang magkakasama to really build that relationship. Sa kabilang panig naman sa Santa Lucia, ang culture talaga na gusto nilang makita is a culture of friendship. So they're really trying to be open to each other. Hindi lang volleyball yung pinag-uusapan nila. They're really trying to build those good relationships, not just within the players, pero kasama na rin yung coaching staff. Dahil sabi ni Coach Edison Orculio na masayang magtrabaho pag maganda ang samahan. 7, Denise?
And you know, you two are also on social media, and even their posts actually are quite delightful, very optimistic. They like to build the chemistry of the team, as you pointed out, Carla. Meanwhile, we are currently at 17-9. Marinera falling into another one of those lapses of theirs, their slumps, so to speak.
Well, it's their unforced errors. We're talking about that. Santa Lucia.
I think that's their first service
Yes,
error.
first service error. But like I was saying, dun sa huling technical timeout, we could actually hear Coach Villet Ponce de Leon really talking to them na yung galaw nila wala daw talaga sa ayos. And that's what she's observing sa all aspects of it.
Kung minsan pag behind ka, no, nai-stuck ka,
Yes.
no, hindi ka gumagalaw eh. No? Ruby adjusts in mid-air, and Joseph tucked it over. Marzan will move out for Santa Lucia. And number 3, we have Troncoso coming in for the first time. Troncoso usually there to serve. I saw March Tejada. Kasali pala si March din sa Santa Lucia. This is blocked and it is out of control.
You see your Chutra talking to Ramirez, asking for a bit of adjustment from the set.
Ano hinihingi niya?
Kasi masyadong dikit eh. So there would be more of an advantage pag medyo ilayo ng konti sa net yung set kay Chutra.
Pag nakob na ano yan, ang bagsak niya mabagal lang. Huwag natin bitawan yung patterns natin. Okay? Let's do our patterns. Ang receive natin, huwag natin isubo sa net. Hindi porket first lap front line to. Kailangan tayo makaset up. Okay? First ball. First ball. Tara. Compose, ha? Let's go attack.
And the choreography that was designed for this, the patterns, Coach Villet is pointing out, they seem to have disappeared because they were frozen. Because they're so behind at 19-10.
Madalas nangyayari talaga yan, especially you don't know what's happening, you don't know what you're doing wrong, and sometimes you're in there, but then parang you're out of it. So importante na magising ka agad because you don't want to wait till the second set to like parang have a not refresher, pero para mabuhayan ka.
Some momentum going into the next set, and that could probably provide it as Chutura gets a much better set from Ramirez. And there they are talking.
Ayun, asking Chutura, signaling, asking for that dos daw ang gusto niya. So it means it's in between that wing and that middle part because she wants to go cross because the advantage will be through Mika Reyes.
Meanwhile, we have Bravo on the floor for the first time. That's it. What a waste. Because that momentum was going. She had no follow-through on her serve, actually. And
Third service error for Marinera, second for Jen Casugod.
3-1 count in the service errors. It's Marinera with that not so good distinction, actually. You don't want to have errors because those are automatic points. Yes. She's just like a drone. She sees everything. When she's high in the air, she sees everything downstairs.
Basically, this will be one of the best rotations for Marinerang Pilipina. You have Mika Reyes in the middle and you have Ruby De Leon, both well under at least 10 inches or 8 inches rather. Shorter than Chutura.
Even naman ang na si Mika. In the meanwhile, Ramirez with the set. It's blocked, but it's recovered.
Too near.
Too tight. Joust tuloy. Tinaas ni Ruby De Leon. Palo. And this will take a while. Chutura, like that one. That will score.
Still going cross-court. Itong si Chutura finding that gap again.
Kasama sa buhay ng setter yan, ano? Yung minsan nai-insane mga kampi mo.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? Even yan eh, no? Talat De Leon. Shine. Here comes the set to the other. Namumursyento na itong Marinera kasi naghahabol and they score.
Well, after 3 consecutive cross-court hits, she finally goes down the line. Changing things up, pero hindi nagbago. Puntos pa rin for Marinera.
Who is currently on a 3-0 run. Trying to get some momentum for the next set. They may not be able to take this set, we don't know, but they have some energy. And good eye. Good eye on the back row that time by Raslan. And it's now 4 straight points by the Lady Skips. Now, if you're Santa Lucia, you're in that lump slump right now, rather, and you're not playing exactly as. See, and this happens. And a good recovery though, keeping it alive. The strike. Oh, it brushed and a lucky break.
And she knew it was gonna go out. She wanted to stay away from it.
Iniiwasan niya, no? Yeah, watch this. Hinabol. Tinaas. Tapos regalo eh. Aray.
Nahagip pa.
And let's try to listen in.
Bawi. Tara, let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go! Walk pass! Kailangan natin walk pass! Walk pass! Set Lucia!
Coach Orgulio trying to keep the atmosphere light and breezy, if you may win, on that side, and Shaina Joseph becoming the natural leader there. Look at this. It is now 5 straight points by the Lady Skippers. It was earlier at 2011. The serve. Easily handled. Nice skid to the floor by Ramirez. Yutora. Back row attack. Tinaas. Hinulog. Tinaas. Blocked!
Definitely a risk for Santa Lucia. Again, they're trying to change it up, but it's still Chutora right in front of Joseph there. And again, like what I mentioned in their first game talking about Marinerang Pilipina, they had 6 blocks, 5 of which came from Hannah Chutora. So you know she knows how to time that ball very well.
Very good point. In the meanwhile, it's a 6-0 run by the Lady Skippers. Handled well on the other side. Pam Lastimosa, by the way, is in for the first time. And that is going to sail out. Look at this. It's 2018. 7 straight points. And now it's Santa Lucia's turn to get a little messy in their game. They have not scored since leading 2011.
A great adjustment from Shaina Joseph. Just no flick. But what she had to do to even make contact with that ball.
You know, news of the demise of Marinerang Pilipina in this first set were exaggerated. They're alive and kicking. This boat is not sinking. Eight straight points. De Leon. Sabino. Ruslan got to it. Chutora block. Nice stretch that time by Ramirez. Namumursyento sila. Why not? Tinaas. And China is there. De Leon. Tubino. Oh! Mishandled. Bravo. Had her hands in the cookie jar but couldn't get them out.
Ganda nung bite ng atake ni Tubino. Again, not forcing anything. Just letting it at the hands of Bravo.
When we swing back to live action, Royce Tubino will be at the service area. Ooh, this hurts. And suddenly, Marinera falling into a slump here. They closed in the count at 2019, but they've lost the last 2 points. Time to listen in.
Alam mo na kayo na may bibigay ha. Taas play mo, natatargeting ka niyan. Kasi between the two, ikaw aanuhin nila. Akala niya dito marino. Ready ha, ready. Tara ha.
Always.
Let's go.
Tapos pwede mag-move na si Hannah dito. Tapos papa-openin ko siya.
Sige. If you can.
Tapos si Carly, ikaw na sa side niya. Dito sa side.
Okay, adjust tayo?
Oo.
Sige.
Let's go.
So you can hit open.
Kuminsan ang timeout, pampakalma, ma-remind. Kasi biglang i-score na uli ang Santa Lucia. They've scored the last 2 points and they're 3 points away from taking this first set. Losing out on an 8-0 run earlier. Hey, Ivy Remulla rather, getting into a spade of errors, a pair of errors now.
This is how Santa Lucia started, giving Marinera a hard time on that reception. 3 service aces now sa Santa Lucia.
And why not? High and out. And we get the set point. Bigla namang naubusan ng gasolina yung Marinera. But momentum-wise. Oh, that's good. And Mika Reyes introducing herself to Hana Sutura. They held on just enough to take this first set.
What a way to close out a set. Mika Reyes, kanina pa siya pinapadaanan nun. She not only covered yung harap ni Chutura, but also that cross-court hit. And as you can see, that ball had nowhere to go. They end the first set 25-19.
It was a thrilling first set, especially from the point of view na medyo humabol. Hindi lang medyo, talagang humabol itong Marinera with an 8-0 run in the home stretch.
Well, yeah, definitely made up for, you know, that first set, the first part of that first set, na natulala sila. But then after that 8-0 run, it seemed like itong Santa Lucia yung biglang nawala at naapektuhan. So let's see what they talked about. Let's turn it over to Carla.
We are now here with Coach Villet Ponce de Leon. Coach, after that first set, what adjustments would you want to see and how did you challenge them moving on to the second?
Yeah, medyo malamig pa yung dating ng mga bata. We're still adjusting, maybe because of the time, but hopefully we get it right this time. Because during the last part of the game, medyo nag-okay na.
Coach, sa pag-usapan natin rin yung last game nyo, yung finishing power. So in the first set, you know, they came dangerously close to really closing that gap. What can you say about yung spirit na pinakita naman ng team nyo?
Yeah, yun nga, parang mabalik na kasi yung doon kami merong ano sa closing eh. So hopefully we can mend it this set.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Ayan ang pinakamahirap, ano? Yung i-close mo
Yes.
head, yung re-remate ka, which is a concern of most coaches as we take a look at the numbers.
Well, again, in terms of offense, everything that has to do with the net, parehas na parehas. You can see attacks and the blocks. One thing that really helped out Santa Lucia was their service aces. Of course, limiting their errors as well. What we counted, Marinerang Pilipina had at least 4 attack errors. So definitely not helping their cause in the first. It was a quick set, 26 minutes lang. In favor of Santa Lucia. But again, going back to what Coach Villet Ponce de Leon said, let's see if they can do a better job here in the second, especially since nung dulo, nung first, medyo mas maganda na yung kanilang pinakita.
You know, there's some good signs from this Marinera. Dati talagang
Yes.
pagka ganun, luhod na sila, bagsak ng tuhod. Oh, great effort that time by bowler to keep it in play. Aslan is there as well. Here comes Yutora, the track down by Domino. Here comes the reverse set. China with a good read of the back row openings.
Very good eye by Joseph. Seeing all 3 zones were open.
Alam mo kung minsan sa practice yan, pagka spiking practice, doon lang sa zone na yun papupuntahin. In the meanwhile, there's a stretch. Chang is in the game for the first time, by the way. The strike, and it's
Good
long.
call. Yep.
2-0.
Realtors jump out of the gate here in the second set, 2-0. If you just joined us, 25-19. What's the score in the first set, which just ended? Bungled and not recovered. That's 3 straight biscuits by Santa Lucia, by Marinerang rather.
3-0.
Here's Chang. Kind of pounds on it, and it's a little too long. Nanggigil.
Nanggigil, oo. Tsaka parang sa wrist tumama eh. Hindi palm mismo yung nag-contact.
Regalo, 3 lang yan eh. Either tusok, nakukuha, o sobra gigil mo. 3 lang yan. That's serving play. And that's short. And we'll have Judith Abil continuing to serve. Judith did not see action in the first set. Uh-oh.
Stepping on that line.
Boy, a little of everything. Hurting the Lady Skippers. The score now stands at 4-2. And Bollier unable to secure that.
That's the kind of set that works for Chutura. Hindi masyadong dikit sa net, mataas. Look at her go over the blockers.
And now serving at 3 against 4.
Good serve.
I'm going to sound like a broken piece of music here because I have to repeat the score. We don't see it on your screens right now. We'll try to keep up with the score. It is 5 serving against 3. Amy Ahumiro is in the building. Up with the Kiwi. It's in the air. Chang. The set, the firing, handled easily by the Lady Skips. The drop. Tobino has to crash to the floor. Joseph in the air with Ramirez. Chutura unloads, slaps it down. It's already on the ground. They didn't call it, but it looks like it was still in fair play and in fair territory, but it's still scored upon by Marinerang. It is 4 against 5. We are in the second set. Damag pa rin po ang Santa Lucia ng isa dito sa second. CJ Chang. The slap that time by Mika Reyes. Handled well by Marinerang. And it's in the air. Chang had it. Bang makes it a set and it's too tied. And it is a point and we are tied.
Lucia just committing too many unforced errors here.
Bilis magturo ng dalawang babae doon sa baba sa Marinerang. Lahat nila. Violation. Pag naghahabol ka, lahat kita ko eh. Ramirez. Papunta ni Tobino.
Oh,
wow,
nice.
excellent. Excellent vertical leap.
Ganda ng flight eh. Especially if you see it in slow-mo. We'll see it right here. Kita mo yung tumpi sa ere. And finding that gap, ang laki ng butas between Bravo and Raslan.
I'm sure she must have tried a little high jump high school. And Joseph with a service ace, giving them a 2-point lead here in the second set. 7-5 is the count. Santa Lucia leading by 2. They took the first set, 25-19. Here's Jokic. Ramirez goes to her favorite direction. Masarap porsyento kay Shuturano.
Oh, yeah,
Kasi yung possibility na score ang taas eh. So, 60-40 actually eh. Papasok yung tira niya.
Tsaka pwede mo siyang hatakin eh on both sides.
That's a great point,
Maganda.
yes. Chang, Tubino, it's off the blockers and they play with it on the floor. Slows it down, Chang. That's down the middle and through the blockers. We arrive at the first technical timeout of the second set. It is 8-6. We'll have more volleyball action from the PSL Grand Prix 2020 after these.
Nagbakta, di ba? Ano pinlay mo? Team Level Sports Pilipina. Tapos ikaw, Royce, nagpunta ka dito. Diba dyan? Don't stay here, Jay. Para ganyan. Okay? Ulitin natin ulit. Ulitin natin ulit.
Lucia!
Ulitin natin na free ball.
You know, through the years, I've had the thrill of covering Honey Royce Tubino, and through the years, her smile has improved tremendously. Diba? My problem has always been Sansan de Manadera and Honey Royce Tubino. Pagka masama laro nila, hindi sumingiti. But now, Royce
Dati
is,
ganyan. Ganyan mukha lang makikita mo kay Honey Royce. Poker face, parang galit lagi. But now you see you're enjoying the match.
That's a great point. To the point, minsan si Sansan de Manadera, tinanong ni Coach Roger, galit ka ba?
Si Sasa.
Sasa, di ba? Galit ka ba? Yun na ang game pace niya eh, di ba? Ito naman, ito na tayo kay Bravo. Ano ba yung score natin? 8-7 po. Chang. Mika. Daming weapons bigla dito sa Lucia. Abel. Wow, that's a lapse in choreography there. Ramirez makes it a set. The rotation not favoring.
Not over.
Yeah, but they get the point there. Although that rotation did not exactly favor the Lady Skippers, that they had Shutura in the back row. Our score is at 8-all. Apologies for our score not being permanently on your screens right now. Just fixing a little technical glitch there. But we have it at 8-all. First set still went to Santa Lucia. We're in the second, that's out. Mika Reyes in the spotlight, all set to serve. Yan ang gusto ko sa serve ni Mika, consistent, simple lang. Shutura, it is long. Hindi ba nakakapagod yan? Yung sayo ng sayo ang bola? O gusto niya yan? I'm sure gusto niya yan, ano? But,
It depends eh. Kung nasanay ka kasi na lagi kang tinatago, then talagang mapapagod ka if you become the target. But if you're, middle attacker or whatever kind of attacker who's used to getting that first ball, then walang problema.
okay. And Ramirez has to swing it over. Chang goes to Phillips and, oh, look at that. Excellent dig from Kutura. Here's the slap. The dump on two.
Still good.
And finally, they say it's on the floor. Our score stands at 11-8.
11-8.
Mika Reyes continues to be in the service area. Here's Abel. Mika right there. And nice leap into the shot. The dump. It is still in play. Oh!
definitely something you don't want to see if you're Coach Villet Ponce de Leon.
And Chutura disappointed her with herself, actually.
I mean, look at this. It was just an easy over. And,
She took her eye off the ball also.
yeah.
And trying to bring in the cameras there.
It's anybody's ball. Whether you want to spike or not, you can get the ball and you can still spike. If that's your problem, di ba? Ang importante, mabuhay natin ng bola. Keep the ball alive. Service natin. Turning point eh. Turning point ang nangyayari.
Go!
Tara.
Goalkeeper!
7 Denise, nang kakarating pa lang daw ni Shaina Joseph dito sa Pilipinas, nag-tune up agad yung team against the FEU men's team. Tapos natatalo daw sila nun, pero hindi daw tumatawag ng timeout si Coach Edison Orculio. Until finally, si Shaina daw nainis siya, tapos siya na yung tumawag ng timeout. And she was able to lead that huddle. At talaga daw na-inspire yung team at nabuhayan after that timeout. And then after the game, in-explain ni Coach Edison sa kanila that there was actually a test to see kung sino yung player na mag-emerge as the leader. And that is the story kung bakit siya ang kanilang team captain. Balik sa inyo.
Well, you know, the coach also wanted to see if the team could play through the crisis as well. And eventually finding out that leader. Our current score is 13-9. Lamang po ang Santa Lucia ng 4. They're asking for a clarification.
Number 16.
Is it position?
No, they were trying to clarify something na parang it should it be Marinerang's ball, Marinerang's point. But they're gonna let that go.
Uh-oh, overpass. Again, Kasugod nailing that and bringing it to 13-10. And 10 will be serving now. Raslan waiting for the cue. Chang, Ahumiro punches it through. With the count at 14-10. Janelle Chang is in the service area. Runner in play. Ramirez right there. Back row strike. Punched. Kept in play. Back row strike. Still alive. Very dangerous, but still in play. Well done on the combination.
This is really where Janelle Cheng could play around the best rotation that they have. 3 attackers in front. The fake with Ahumiro, a slide for Joseph. And again, Kasugod and Abel just couldn't time that one.
Ahumiro's fake threw off the defense there.
Ganda kasi kanina nag-be-quick si Ahumiro eh. Kaya sinasabayan siya kagad dito.
15-10. Cheng still in the service role. Some changes in the lineup. Lumalasa na si Coach Binet. Nahanap ka ng kombinasyon na magkiklik. 15-10. Fall into a 2-set nil disadvantage really. And in the meanwhile, referee De Jesus says all is well. This ship can hit the seas. Chang serving. Abil will strike. Joseph unable to handle it. And that'll make the count 15-11 here in the second set.
Abel just really finding Joseph there, trying to go for the best possible attack.
Tubino has to stretch. Joseph is set. Chutra knocks it in.
Kanina pabutas ng Santa Lucia yan eh. That zone 4, walang nagbabantay. The person that should be guarding that area, nakapasok. And then the one guarding the long ball, nakatago naman sa block.
Good set by Rica Diolan. It's now a 15-12 count. We have our board back with you. And that's off the fingertips. And Joseph makes it 16-12. We arrive at the second technical timeout. We'll take this short break and bring back the action to you wherever you're watching us.
Magigit na siya. Bitayan mo dito, ha?
Skippers!
Ano mo lang dito?
Sige lang.
Team!
Game ka ba? Binabasa ko ng marangan na marangan to. Stay tuned dito sa 5 Plus on March 8 for something big. Malapit na. Para may suspense. Kasi pag binabasa ang flag, lagi lang, game ka ba? Stay tuned sa 5 Plus on March 8 for something big. Malapit na. Ito naman maiba. Game ka ba? Para may feeling naman. Makaasar lang. Ito na. It's a chemistry problem. No? Kung Marinerang. Yung Santa Lucia, kung meron na ng konti. Ang bagay ito ang Joseph. Galing na leader. Oh. Dinikdik. Buhay pa. Oh. Hinabol. Tinas. Longest rally. All here. Joseph slaps it to the back row. Chutura hesitates. Knocked it in.
You know, the good thing about Chutura, she always knows who's in front of her. So again, you have Joseph, you have Ahomiro. That last second decision, always to her advantage, going cross-court this time.
Binaan yata sa gina ng dalawa. Oh, ang hirap gawin yun, ha?
Ganda ng serve.
Yes, sir. And the dump. Chutura goes 2 in a row. And Marinerang has a tendency to go into these long runs. Marinerang Pilipina lady skippers trying to energize their game here in the second set. Oh, but they waste it with a serve. 11-0 ng Marinerang sa set na to sa bilang.
And they have 2.
And in the first set they had 3, so that's
Yes.
5 points given away. 14-11, or 17-14, sorry, my mistake. 17-14 is the count here in the second. Ahomiro. Cargado, Sarado.
I mean, again, if you're Chutura, iiwasan mo yung down the line eh. Kasi dumutukot sa ere itong si Joseph. So you're gonna risk going either between the gap or just plain cross-court. Iwasan mo na rin yung middle blocker.
Nicely got too close to the net. Chutura fires. Back tracks it in. Joseph, it's handled. Deflected by the block. The dump and 2! It's down and out. And Jolan has been a factor ever since coming in as the alternate setter. Rica Jolan has made it now a 17-16 second set. Blocked and in. And look at this. Here we go again. Tumabla na naman ang Marinerang. Marinerang Pilipina equalizing the count. Inside.
Again, this happened in the first set. When Marinerang had that 8-0 run, it was mainly because they were very consistent from the service line at hindi makabuo ng opensa itong Santa Lucia.
Jasmine Alcaide is still serving on the crest of a 4-0 run here in the second. And on target. That ends that drought.
18 all.
You know, the only way to end the long kick pass is to go to your gunner and get the offense going. We're tied at 18 here in the second. Yolan with the set. Chutura, target.
And same thing, zone 4 always open for Santa Lucia.
19 serving 18.
At dun balik ng balik itong si Chutura.
And now the issue of closing the set, which was a topic earlier of Carla and Coach Villet Ponce de Leon. Just above the net on that serve. Tubino. And touched and checked. We're knotted at 19.
Very smart hit by Tubino. Again, it was a controlled one, going down the line, going to zone 1. Chutura nowhere inside.
We have Ramirez back in. Pulo pala dyan sa side. Ano pagka yung mga babae nakatayo dyan sa... Ang saya-saya.
Yes.
Tumabi ako dyan last time sa bako. Ang saya dyan sa gulo.
Kanya-kanya silang dance move.
Yep. Pati paghampas doon sa board dyan. Uh-oh. And totally out of reach. Nakakaswerte ito sa Santa Lucia. Hindi sila inaabutan sa meta nitong Marinerang. This is not a bad Marinerang team. This is a better version of that team from last season.
Oh, yeah.
That's handled well by Bollier. The dump, no, easily handled, and it's tracked in. Hello. And playable. Chutura says, don't waste that, my attempt. I did. Bang!
Great transition play from Santa Lucia. And everybody scrambling on the other side. Santa Lucia gets that good first ball, sets up a combination play. And we're gonna see it here. Yung mga nasa backline, pabalik pa lang yan. Triple block, no problem. But the back defender still not at the right spot when MJ Phillips went for that cross-court hit.
Kaya sa atake mo, ba't puro pa ganun-ganun lang? Ito nga ang ano natin, pag ganun-ganun lang, pati ikaw pag ganun-ganun. Girls, tara, laban! Full confidence. Kung bibos ka, gusto mo kunin mo, walang problema, ha? Makakaakyat yan. Sige lang. Let's go, girls! Ha? Let's go! Ready ka parati, ha? Oy!
Of course, despite the fact that she's had a run of injuries, they continue to look at her as a possible cornerstone of the future against PLDT. This is what she did.
Yeah, 14 points against a game in PLDT. And, you know, she's been with the team since 2017. And ever since, I mean, at least for me, as long as I could remember, she's been, you know, nursing something. And I was talking to the PT. This is the first conference in a long time na talagang wala daw iniinda itong si MJ Phillips. So they're looking forward to see more production from her.
In the meantime, Judith Abil trying to keep their boat afloat. They were already in the lead, 19-18, and then suddenly 3 straight points by the Realtors. But now they've gotten one more. They're within a point against Santa Lucia. Oh, it's wide open. And Kasugat making volleyball so simple. We're tied at 21. You know, this Marinerang Pilipina team, they're capable of long sets. They went 29-27 against Cherry Tigo the other day. Although they lost the match. Mika, Chutura, Ramirez.
Nice.
Hello, it's still alive.
Dead ball though. I'm gonna call that.
Bumagsak na eh, no?
Bumagsak na.
A little late on the call, but that's the right call.
A great decision once again by Judith Abel.
Judith Abel has provided some production here in the crucial second set. Santa Lucia needs to call a conference.
When you get down, try na mabilis tayo makatayo. Ha? Focus again. Easy serve, tapos try to make a play, tapos let's gain a point. Ha? Sige lang, bawi lang. Tara, let's go.
Lucia. Team.
Two players shining here in this game, although they struggled in that battle against Cherry Tigo. Today, Jen Kasugod and Judith Abel doing a little better than the last time around.
Definitely, mas importante yung puntos na nakuha nila, especially here in the second set. And again, we just say that it's not enough, their production in that first game, because we all know Jen Kasugod. She was a member of the national team. Judith Abel, such a promising star from coming from UE. And you know that those numbers on your screen that we showed you a while ago, definitely that's on the lower side of what they can produce for this Marinerang Pilipina team.
See, Judith sometimes in that UE run had very difficult season. The lone bright spot in that UE squad very often. In the meantime, it is a 2-point lead by the Lady Skippers, who are hoping to close this set. They seem to line the second set. Ruby De Leon is back in harness. This serve. Some reception problems by Santa Lucia as of late. Bravo gets to it. Ramiro setting. Abel flying. Turbino is there. The reverse. Oh, short. And look at this. After being down 21-19, Marinerang Pilipina, the Lady Skippers are at set point. Timeout taken. Let's sneak in.
Now, in this situation, we need to yung tightness ng hawak, yung kapit. You know kapit? Kapit. This point, yeah.
Grab it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just hold on. Okay? 1 point at a time. Ha?
Tara.
Let's go.
Let's kapit. Let's go.
Set Lucia. Team.
You know kapit? I know. And it's a very simple term. You know, it's a better word than the English. Let's hold on. Wala no, lambot eh. Kapit. Ano naman yung tanong ni Coach eh? You know what kapit is? Oh, if you don't know, it means let's hold on. We hold on together.
Hey.
Kanta sa semi na rin. Ito na. Ruby says, kayong bahala dyan. Is it done? It is not yet done! It is done! Marinerang Pilipina Lady Skippers take the second set. Umama lang sa antena eh, no? Tingnan nyo to.
A good effort here by Santa Lucia.
Yun, no? Tumama eh.
Pero luck just not in their favor.
Oh, good effort indeed. Boom! Sa pulo. Kung nalihis-lihis ng konti yun, baka lumusod. Let's take a break. We're assured of at least 4 sets right now.
Welcome back to the 2020 PSL Grand Prix to talk about that second set. Kasama natin ngayon si Coach Edison Orgulio. Coach, ano yung nagkulang doon sa second set na gusto niyong i-address agad coming into the third?
Second set, ang dami kasing yung errors, sunod-sunod, hindi kami makareceive. Siguro baka ang kailangan lang namin yung talagang mag-focus maigi sa ginagawa namin. Kasi ang hirap kumuha ng puntos, tapos pagka sila yung kumukuha sa amin, medyo sunod-sunod. So, yun, kailangan medyo kapit tsaka yung focus sa game.
Talking about that focus, sabi mo nga may tendency yung team na pag kayo yung nakakalamang, pinapahabol pa nila yung kalaban. Ano yung words of motivation mo sa kanila para mawala yung habit na yon?
Siguro yung yung character ng pagiging player, siguro kailangan lang namin embrace yun eh. Yung error na yun, embrace namin tapos yun, kailangan makabalik lang kami ulit. Yung character na magdadala sa players.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Just like to thank the coaches for being so accommodating and during the game. It's hard to get them to talk to us, but thank you very much. As we take a look at some choice cuts from that second set won by the Lady Skippers.
You know, for Marinerang Pilipina, it was really Judith Abel that carried this team to that second set victory.
Yes,
at first, you had Hannah Chutora, but the important hits that came to that end of that quarter, that set, galing talaga kay Judith Abel. And look at the attacks. This time, it's on the side of Marinerang Pilipina. Ace blocks, not really a factor, just canceling each other out. But what I noticed was really the errors that Santa Lucia had in those sets. They had 7 errors, 5 of which came from their attacks. Yung mga nanggigigil nila that would, go straight to the tape or would go out. Yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Edison na gusto sana nilang makabawi, but ang nangyayari dito, instead of them, getting those points from their offense, nagsusunod-sunod yung puntos ng Marinera dahil sila mismo yung nagbibigay ng puntos.
Si Joseph actually got into a giggle phase in that last set. As we get underway with the third, Joseph looks it over, and there's a net touch violation by the MP, or the Marinerang Pilipina Lady Skippers. First point is on the board here in the third. Realtors etch the first point, and we've got MJ Phillips all set to serve. Serve Sarmenta, we've got Denise Tan and Carlo Lizardo proposing our team here for your first game today, and that's inside. Raslan has also been performing well. She just scored to equalize the count at 1 apiece. Abil has been productive, no question about it, coming off the bench. The quick. Rubino swinging it over, and that'll work. Marza knocking it in.
Zan, ginawa na lang ng paraan. Blockers were already in front of her.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the third set. The first set went to Santa Lucia at 25-19, and the Lady Skippers answering back in the second set, 25-21. Anybody's match here. We had anticipated this won't be easy for either side. Ruby De Leon, and that is a bullet unleashed that time by Tubina. It's handled well, and Ana Sutura knocking that down.
Sutura, seeing that opening. Look at Phillips here, stuck in that zone 6. Huling-huli na nga dun sa atake ni Sutura.
Si Sutura, kahit nagagalit siya sa kakampi niya, poise pa rin. Hindi siya pakainin. In the meantime, lampas. Nanggigigil si Shaina, no? And Marinerang Pilipina says, sige, manggigil ka, okay lang. De Leon with a kick. That's perfect. Watch this.
Again, may beaten pa ulit eh. Such a huge opening. Actually, she could even go down the line, pero chooses to find that gap.
Full strength, full swing. No holding back. Joseph serve. Right there. The quick. Mintis!
Masyado mabagal yung set.
Hindi height, ha? Yung speed, ha?
Yung speed, yung kulang, kaya nalunod itong si Bravo.
And we're tied at 4. First service error in the third set by Santa Lucia. And we've got Ramirez all set to serve. watch, and that's on the net. And now Marinerang Pilipina nails the lead right now at 5-4. If you're Marinera, you want to win here today after losing last Tuesday. You want to start off 0-3. Generico is in that boat right now. Alive and playable. In the air we go, Ruby. Mika is inside her own trap. Late, mababa pa.
And
Watch
Mika
this.
really couldn't adjust kasi yung pasok niya was facing, of course, De Leon. That's how it should be. But at the same time, she would be facing Chutora. If she was facing the other direction, may chance pang makapasok.
Parang alam ni Mika, no? Pag lipad pa lang niya, parang hindi aabot eh, no? Body language niya eh. Joseph does not force it that time. Ramirez with the setup. Chutora. Joseph is there to hustle for it. And Rubino knocks it in. Alam mo sa buhay volleyball, kahit na nasa pwesto ka, position ko minsan, short ka pa din eh. Shooter with a good dig. Reslan with a swing. Abel back row effort. Yeah, that's sinalo patas. Good dig. Regalo. It's long.
And missed contact by Mika. Seemed like it hit her wrist.
Minsan pag regalo eh, hindi eksakto yung palo mo eh. Kasi andyan na eh.
Yes. Tsaka ano talaga, may tendency talagang medyo manggigil ka.
Parang ang laki ng bola, no? Pag nandyan yan eh. Ay! De Leon hustles for it. MJ Phillips keeps it afloat. Shooter up, back row. And from the 5, she delivers. And we are at the first technical timeout of the third set. With the sets tied at 1 apiece, we have an 8-5 count in the third. Lady Skippers ahead.
Dalawa lang ang spiker natin na andun pareho. Doon ka pa rin nag-play. Kung pinalikod mo to, mas okay pa eh. Diba? Tingnan mo na. Sige lang ha. Basta hindi mapagsak ang bola. Kunin lang natin. Kunin lang natin.
Babaan nyo lang yung mga
Always a joy to take a look at the height and the might of Hannah Chutora versus Cherry Tigo. This is what she did. 13, 5, and 1. And she's continuing to do the same here today.
17 points right away. And we're just in the middle of the third. And you know what's good here in Marinerang Pilipina? Yes, hindi pa ganun kataas yung production ni Hannah Chutora, but you also see some players stepping up. Again, Judith Abel, the star of that second set, definitely helping to swing the momentum on the side of Marinerang Pilipina.
Excellent point, and that was the point we were mentioning at the top of this broadcast, that they needed support from more sources of points, and that is out of reach. Santa Lucia, after falling behind by 3, gets on the board anew in this 8 against 6. You've got Mika Reyes on your pictures, all set to serve. Chutora, boy, had to kneel down a lot there. Set. Phillips, and on target there. She got it into a position where there was hardly anybody who could reach it. 2 straight points now by the Realtors. Mika Reyes still in the service row. The quick. Ruby De Leon has to force it up. China got to it. Here's the set. Chutora jumps it over. Ruby aware of that. Up in the si Chutura. And look at this. Raslan bring it inside.
Raslan getting it through that gap between the net and Marzan.
And Colleen Bravo is all set to serve. The count is 9-7. Close and tight, but we had to adjust. Ruby just so grizzled, so smart.
Marinera forgetting she's a frontliner.
Kung minsan nakakalimutan ba ng center yan na you can't do that because back row ka. Dapat hindi, ano?
Dapat hindi.
Block! Well done. Tabla-tabla at 9 here in the third.
What Marinera has to remember here, or what Ramirez has to remember here, is who her frontliners are on the other side. If you want to set up combination play, separation has to be made.
Basa ka ng game lagi, no? Yes!
Ganda ng bawi.
Raslan beginning to percolate here. Raslan will be serving. In play, Ramirez hard at work. And on target goes Kasugun.
Totally avoiding Joseph in that last attack over Marzan.
Alam mo si Jen Kasugun, bigyan mo ng running yan. Kaya niya yan. Kung mo nalang bibigyan ng quick, hirap siya yung
Mas balik, may ganun talagang middle attacker eh.
Bigyan mo siya runner, bigyan mo siya ng running. Baka kaya pa niyang bigyan eh. Alive! Pwede! Good! Ayan, hindi na. Ano na yun? Diniinan yun.
Yun yung talagang wala na makakasabay. All you can do there is defend it on the floor.
Also is back in. Tikit na tikit po ang pakbakan nito. And MJ Phillips all set to serve. So it's dumped, easily handled, neutralized by De Leon. Here we go with the chase down. Easy over. Ruby with the reverse!
Good adjustment by Shaina Joseph. Set was a bit low, but she's quick enough to get there in time. Mas napaganda pa yung atake niya.
Maingay siya. Yan ang gusto niya. Yan ang some players have that energy.
You know, in one of their timeouts, Coach Edison focused on De Leon, and it was Joseph who was talking to everybody else. Talagang vocal leader siya eh.
The snap of Tobino in play from the middle. Oh, there's a big stretch by Bollier. And the track down. The pickup by Ramirez. Hernandez. No, they don't force the issue. Reverse set. Chutura has hands on it. The strike. Abel gets it to bite. You know, every point being fought for so fiercely, so passionately. Sabi ni Judith sa bola, huwag kang makabalik-balik dito, ha? Para makataas na ako ng kamay. 12-11. As the cameras of our director, Francis Aquila, zoom in on this serve. Nice set. And out of reach. Can't do much about that, really, from the defensive standpoint. Already thrown the block, and when it was tooled, all you can do is move on. 12-all. Abel easily sent over. Ruby and the tap. long and high and long. She took it sa mababa eh.
Mali yung orientation dun sa bola.
Parang yung feeling mo bukod sa mababa, sa ilalim siya.
Yes.
Siya pumugot ng strength eh. Which is usually late in a spike attempt. 13-12 tally. And that's out. Knotted at 13. Kasugod to serve. Aiming ni Jen mababa. Ano? Yan ang problema niya eh.
Yeah, it's really about the release eh. Pag mababa na yung bitaw mo, hirap na talagang ipasok because the ball has to travel 9 meters.
And she ends up naghahabol siya eh. No?
Yes.
Hinahabol niya yung swing niya eh. 14-13. Short serve. Regalo! Nahuli. Ruby De Leon lifts it high. It's a battle at the net. Chutura reaching for it. Chutura says, let's just toss it over. Let's see what happens. De Leon with the set. Mika Reyes, her shot being bandied about from the back row. Good dig by Phillips. Joseph long. We're tied at 14. Still anybody's match. Sets are tied at 1 apiece. We're in the third.
Now serving
Ramirez will be serving. Such a lively setter, huh? Not just because she's smaller than most, but she's just so energetic. Well done. Inabol. And mishandled as we arrive at 15-14. Marinera inching forward, closer, and getting to that finish line or for the technical timeout. Inabol na setter, huh? Sabay iwas. Dumaan sa underpass eh. There's Ramirez again. Kuminsan, ano, when you're thinking of too many things, the target, you want to send it somewhere, you end up messing it up. Race to 16. We're tied at 15 now. Abel. Ramirez. Raslan. Down and out. No. Coverage underneath there for Mika Reyes. And as we hit the second technical timeout of the set, it's 16-15. Lady Skippers.
Compose natin yung sarili. Ha? Tara, Rhea.
Go lang ate.
Okay na, okay na. Bawi ka. Bawi ka naman sa harap eh. Go lang tayo.
Tara,
Suha, tara. Ready lang parate. Buha lang sa bola. Tuloy. Go!
Skippers!
Okay.
Somebody who played or used to play for the other side is now on the other side, and she was red hot against Cherry Tigo with 11 attacks and 1 ace. We're talking about Susan Raslan.
Well, 12 points in that game against Cherry Tigo, 11 attacks, 1 ace, doing very well for her new team right now, Marinerang Pilipina.
I like the way her parents took an effort to spell Susan in a different way. What's yung bata? Okay, let's be different with this kid. It could have easily been Susan, you know, or Suzanne. Susan. Close and tight here. Johnson dumps it over. Nagkauntugan, dalawa. Nagkakampi. Malakas. Tabla tayo.
16 ball.
Pareho. Ramdam mo, pareho nang gigigil yung dalawang teams, ano?
hindi sila makakawala eh.
Because they're pulling each other down. Instead of lifting each other up ang nangyayari. There's a pressure, of course. De Leon hooks it back. Oh, short. She took it on the downward route. 17-16 tally here.
17-16, that's serving. Bravo.
Bravo, way back there. B has to adjust. Ramirez checks the horizon. And that'll be on target for Suzanne.
Net infraction as well called on Phillips.
18-16.
And one side is beginning to inch closer to the finish line of this third. Boy, if Marinerang wins today, pasasaran yung kalye rito sa labas. We're too far from that, but it should be a joy of joys, really. Phillips, or something to see wants to celebrate in their own way. The shot block. He's judging it completely. Bukas kasi may mga butas doon sa likod eh.
Yes. But again, yung bulk ng errors natin from both teams coming from their attacks.
Talaga, ha? Yan ang pool ko ng pagkakamali. This one, bawi!
Aslan targeting that outer hand by Phillips.
19-17.
And these are terms you probably won't hear in other sports. Bawi, kapit, tuso, patong. Language with its own culture here. Abel, huli sa taas.
Yun yung, when we say literally, she handed that point, that ball to MJ Phillips to Santa Lucia.
Nakapayong si Phillips.
Yes.
No? Wala namang ulan. Nakapayong talaga eh. Huli. 1-point lead by Marinerang, Pilipina. Dramatic first ball there. Rolls over the net. It's still alive. They chase it down. Reverse. Oh! We're tied. That, more than anything, was a fatigue mistake. Fatigue mistake yun.
Actually, there was no reason also that Kasugod would stop for that play. Kaya talagang nagkatinginan sila doon ni Ramirez.
It was a scoring moment eh. Scoring opportunity.
Yes.
Bumagsak yung depensa actually na Santa Lucia and suddenly the miscue on the execution. 19 apiece here. Rolando had a good second set as well. Ruby hassles for it. Pitin, inabol, tinaas. Abel punches it over. The attack. And the lead changes hands.
Ganda nung choice of attack ni Royce Tobino. Kanina she had a controlled one. Ngayon kita niya malayo yung block. Easily pag pinalo niya, mas malakas yung balik.
Game pace ni Royce. And then let's sneak in.
Diba? Every time na may umaangat na bola dyan, akuin natin. Kung sinong papalo. Mag-usap tayo dyan sa loob. Wala natin. Block ha, kailangan natin ng block. O, first attack tayo. Opportunity. Tingnan mo na kung sinong nani dyan. Sa harap. Diyan mag-run ka. Pilitin mo mag-run. Let's go, let's go! Hey! Keepers! Paano lang, pe?
Let's take a quick look at that last sequence. I think where they dropped the egg.
This is what I'm saying. Nung malayo yung block ni Alcaide, doon hinampas ng malakas ni Tobino.
Not my mistake. It was not the last play nung na-miss nila. It was a block that went out. 2019 po tayo. Lead changing hands here. Uh-oh. Nearly an overpass there. Uh-oh. Some anxious hands there. Back row strike. Phillips handles it well. Somebody was late for the bus. It's trying to slap it over to the open spot, but just an alert play by Santa Lucia's front line. Tubino, Kasugo, the attack, Abil! Second longest rally. Ay, layo muna natin. Collier. Reverse. Alanganin.
Obviously, a problem between De Leon and Joseph. 3 attempts. Pero hindi sila makakonect.
We're tied at 20. Anybody's through. Abil. Ruby De Leon makes it a set for Tobino, and it's on the ground. Just that finish line seems so far away. Santa Lucia needs a conference.
Girls, masyado tayong tensionado eh. Masyadong tense eh. Yan na lang, medyo, ano mo yun? Baka nakaganyan yung balikat mo, baba mo lang. Ha?
When you receive the ball, action doesn't stop there. You have to cover, always.
Ito yung ano, di ba? Malaki. Tension tayo. Royce, may iwan ka mag-isa. Ha?
Over ako, please.
Shai, let's go, Shai.
Let's go, girls. We got this. Santa Lucia, team.
Alam mo, hindi mo rin masisi. Masyado tayong, di ba sabi, masyado tayong tense. Nakaka-tense naman talaga itong unahan eh. Abil with the serve. But that's a challenge to the composure of the players here. Lakas ng palo na Idol, pero na-handle. Just a foot late. Just a foot late. We're tied at 21. Ang hilig ng Marinerang Pilipina sa mahabang posisyon. It's a grind out. They are building character. Same thing with Santa Lucia. It's in block corner.
Definitely. Trademark na yan ni Royce Tubino. Kahit napatagilid na yung movement niya, she's gonna find that angle and get it to that corner.
Adjust tayo doon sa depensa. Okay, first attack. Complete tayo sa harap. Tatapit ko. Nasa harapan si Hana. Pero mag-ano ka dito, mag-lure ka. Mag-lure mo lang tayo. Bola ha. Good bola.
Okay, but I'm saying in general.
Okay, let's go.
And, oh boy, look at Judith spin around and be so disappointed. Sabi mo nga, trademark na ni Tubino, yung corner shot na yun. Look at this. Such a gritty performer. Para sinasabi, take that. It's a concentration challenge. Hule, alive. Mika Reyes wants it back. Ends up losing her parachute in that drop. Also with some good hands. Tubino's blocked. De Leon has options. And it is rejected.
Look at Joseph really asking for some coverage because again, if you're going up against Shutara, you need to expect that she's gonna get to that ball, block that ball. So actually, the coaching staff was reminding Santa Lucia a while ago in their last timeout that, you know, when that ball goes up, expect it to go back. Coverage should always be there, 100%.
Cheng has just stepped back in. Close to the net. Problematic. Along with the set. Good hands that time by Bang Pineda. We have furious action at the net. It is out. And Tobino has been a fighter here. There's a smile.
And you know, Royce Tobino, she's not the kind of player that will always try to avoid those blockers. Paminsan-minsan, makikita mo. Actually, hindi minsan madalas. Gusto niya, babasagin niya yung block.
That's another great term. I'm going to do a glossary one of these days. Lead by Santa Lucia at this crucial stretch of the third. Cultura drops a message. It bounces back. Handled well by the back line. Cultura whips it good. We're tied at 23. Rastan is back in, Ramirez back in. You know, the subs have done a good job in general for Marinera, so you can tell that they can go as much as 9 deep in their lineup. Ramirez. The set by Cheng. Ramirez, steady. Cultura zips it through.
And Cultura mostly going cross-court, but you know, the last few times that she was given that open set, that zone 1 has been open. Pasok yung depensa ni Joseph, and again, Phillips left in that zone 6 in the middle.
It's too low. I can't make the hitting error. And I'm going against Lucia.
Adjust.
Feel?
Adjust tayo, taas ng konti.
Sa east niya. It's free.
Tapos try natin na i-decoy natin yung middle. Tapos doon tayo sa magkabilang. Okay? Tara. Pasa lang. Tara!
Let's go. There you go. We got this right here. We do it all the time in practice. Hey. Santa Lucia! Team!
I think, and if I heard it right, it's more or less self-explanatory sinasabi ni China Joseph, no?
I mean, no room,
nabababaan siya.
yeah, and no room for adjustment. Laki na nung nasa harap niya, you're gonna give her a low set. It's really sort of inevitable to get an attack error kapag ganun yung sitwasyon that she's, you know, being inserted in.
Ramirez on her serve. Chang wants it high up, and that'll score for Tobino. We're tied at 24. First to lead by 2 now. This is what happened to Marinerang, Pilipina in that battle against Sheritigo the other day. They took that second set. They also won here in the second set. Cultura is blocked. Bravo has a hand on it. It'll be the defense that will define this game. Not really the power, but how can you manage the attacks of the other side? The set. Cultura pushes it. Out of reach. Will they be able to get it over? They do. Bang! Alam mo eh, nag-load up eh, no?
Wala ka nang magagawa doon.
Ano, yung paghabol pa lang ni Bang, naka-load up na eh.
Nakaabang na eh.
Kasi linis ng linya eh, no? Parang runway na aeroplano eh. Oh!
Simple lang galaw. You know, those little things that you do yung ginawa ni Mika Reyes. Just intimidating Bravo. To get that second ball, kept them alive here.
Boy, the call for focus. So hard in this muddled horizon. Oh, blocked! And it's a turn of Santa Lucia to arrive at set point. Marinerang Pilipina losing out on 2 opportunities. Abel drops a message and we're tied again. Mga nagtatanong dyan, ano? Meron bang forever? Meron, ha? Pagka ganito. Tabla sa 26, unahan sa 28. Lakas. What can you do, really? When it happens, it's gone, it's done. Another set point opportunity. This time for Santa Lucia. And this is loaded. This could take a while.
The advantage of knowing that core defense very well. Again, Razlan playing for Santa Lucia for 2 full years. At yun yung pwesto niya eh. Kung saan niya dinala yung bola, that's where she would normally defend that ball as well.
Razlan serve. Tense moments here, no question. Down the middle we go, and it is out. Phillips brings them to another set point. Will it be enough? Third set point opportunity for Santa Lucia during the stretch. Phillips handles it well. Chang, Turbino, it's playable. Close to the net. The dump. The push. The set.
Oh, wow. Thought that second ball was way too low for Sutra, especially her attacking from the back line, but the adjustment, definitely.
Ginawa sa disente, oh, sa babae. Judith Abil. We're tied at 28. And Turbino rifling it up.
Turbino, kanina niya pa ginagawa yun. Actually, it's the same scenario a while ago kung saan nakapasok yung depensa ni Judith Abel. And Turbino just targeting zone 5.
Uh-oh, almost got drowned there. And it's down and out.
Good choice of attack coming from Joseph. She used to force the issue in the second set. She had a lot of attack errors, but this time just going over the blockers. Top spin on that hit. Again, Susan Razlan misjudging her floor defense, and that finally ends this second set.
Third set.
Oh, third set rather. At the score of 30-28. Action continues here at PSL Grand Prix 2020 between Marinerang Pilipina and Santa Lucia Lady Realtors. After that third set, players shine and carried their team. Of course, we have Shine and Joseph. Royce Tubino definitely helping out and giving a lot of points to her Santa Lucia squad. We ended at 30-28, 35 minutes of action in the third. And looking at the numbers again, same. They're just canceling each other out in terms of attacks. The blocks were a huge factor. The side of Santa Lucia, they got 4 blocks, but at the same time, there were a lot of times that they did stop Marinera from getting their offense across. And again, looking at these numbers, it might seem that it should have been anybody's game, but it was really their errors again. In that third set alone, 7 errors para sa Marinerang Pilipina at 9 naman para sa Santa Lucia, bulk of which coming from their attacks. They had 4 each. Service errors as well, Santa Lucia having 4 at isa para sa Marinerang Pilipina. But at the end of the day, yung paulit-ulit na ginagamit nating coaches, yung kapit, really just in favor of Santa Lucia this time. Imports on your screen. Again, egging their respective squads. Hana Chutra helping out, but just wasn't enough, especially in the latter part of that third. And local stepping up to the plate. Judith Abel, of course. Honey Royce Tubino, what a productive third set for her. Definitely helping out Santa Lucia. Manning the middle, Mika Reyes, Jen Casugon. Also helping out a lot in terms of the net defense.
Order na ako, pizza.
Mukhang matagal-tagal.
Tanong si Noel kasi. Okay, pero ang ganda ng laban eh. Baka talaga eh, Abel. Uh-oh. Ramirez has been everywhere. Uh-oh. Tigmata pa. Huli, and that's out.
Not gonna cross.
And the first point of the fourth belongs to Marinera.
Marinera, yes, a 4-touch violation by Tubino.
Boy, they lost some chances in that third set. Huh? They were close. They lost about 3 set points there. Matigas din itong Santa Lucia. Lumamang din. Uh-oh. Problematic. And what's the call? It's a net touch.
Net touch on, I believe they're calling it on
China?
Phillips.
Okay. It was sooner or later. They were so close to danger, actually. It was a matter of time. It's 2-0 here. Wide. MJ Phillips will get to serve. They're currently down 1-2, but they lead in the set count 2-1. Each set, mabagal na pinaglalabanan. And Phillips scores an ace there, and we are knotted together at 2. Importante kasi mamupunan ka ng mga wins before you face probably the more seasoned teams. Tutorel fires a bullet. And Alex Boyer unable to handle it. We have the count at 3-2. Yung serve ni Jen is, I think at this stage, more than technique, it's psychological eh. Iniisip niya, hindi papasok. Hindi talaga papasok eh.
Well, she has a lot of service errors in this match.
Oo eh.
At least 5.
Good set. Hindi lang natiktikan. Tubino, flying, well done.
Hindi talaga yung mga pwedeng hampasin ni Tubino. Again, if you have Ramirez in front of you, hindi ka niya may ibabawan eh. Their block will always be at least 1 arm's length away from the net.
Gusto ko yung description mo kanina. Pinabasag yun. Here's strong cross to serve, and it's out of reach there. And we're going to be squared up at 4 apiece. Ramirez will be serving. She's carried the bulk of the load of the setting here today. Zips it over cleanly. De Leon counters. Out of reach and 5-4. Santa Lucia. This is like riding a roller coaster. One side will be ahead and the other comes up. China Joseph all set to serve. Their team currently leading here in the 4th. Joseph. Oh, regalo. Nagawa ng paraan. Aray. Raslan got to it in time. And neatly done. And Davina with a huge smile, her largest of the afternoon.
Ganda ng sundot niya doon. I mean, that's not easy to do, especially dahil ang tangkad nung nasa harap mo, being that precise on the effort you put on that ball.
Kaya siya natawa ng konti.
May kasamang swerte.
Nagawa ko yun. 6-4 po tayo. Hey! Marcado!
De Leon really happy with that one. Again, if you're trying to block a wing spiker, trabaho lagi nung wing blocker as well na tapatan yung down the line hit, and they covered that very well.
You know, it isn't every day that the setter nails something off the block, so that's something to celebrate for Ruby De Leon. 7-4 count here. And they marked her already. It seems like Mika Reyes has shooter's number. It's 4 straight points by the Realtors as we take a last look at this block and glide you into a ceasefire.
One at a time, Jay. Huh? 3-4. Try to, one step at a time. 1 point at a time.
Let's get this. Let's get this. Team! Guys, serve!
And assuming the role of leader of this team, just vocal and timeouts, but doing it also on the floor, and this is what she has done so far.
15 points so far for China Joseph, and she had 23 in that game against PLDT. So far, so good. Very consistent. Aside, of course, from the fact that nung second set, medyo nanggigil siya, but she's now back to her usual game.
Yep, she's settled down. Well, confidence booster in win on last set. They now have the lead, and Ruby De Leon says a message to the other side.
Ruby De Leon would always try to go for that kind of attack. And itong Marinera just can't forget that she's a frontliner. Veterana na yan. Wala nang, she's not gonna hesitate going for that 1-2 attack.
Pagbubukas yun. Isang silip lang yun. Hulog yun. Kanto lang matay. Dig up. Problematic. Yung digging ng although they scored a point there, the first ball is problematic for now for Marinerang Pilipino. They've had problems getting the ball to the center. At pagdating sa center, it's too close to the net. 9-5 tally here. And 2 straight points now by the Lady Skippers. Three-point lead in the 4th. Tobino bungles it. It's now 3 straight points by the Lady Skippers. Just moments ago, it was 9-5. In fact, it was even 9-4. Rubino. Block is there. Reyes keeps it in the air. Short.
Masyadong malayo from that attack line. Really couldn't do anything with that.
And now, Marinerang with 4 straight points on the board. Make that 5.
They really have to talk it out, talking about Tubino and Phillips, and figure out who's going to get that first ball. Because the last 4 points, or the last 4 services at least by Chutara, silang dalawa lang yung nagiging target.
Sabi ng Marinerang, sige, tulog kayo dyan. Butan namin yun, tatayin natin to 5 sets ito. Slap over. Kept in play. Down the middle we go. Phillips. Tubino. It's off the block. Phillips stretches for it. Walang bola si Shaina, but Tubino clearly knocking it in.
A huge gap between Bravo and Raslan. And Tubino seeing that huge opening. Kitang-kita eh. Again, 1 arm's length away from each other, the 2 blockers.
10-9 as Rubino serves. There it is, close to the net again. Bravo is foiled. Ramirez nilayo ng konti. And it drops on the floor. Tap na tayo. We've had so many deadlocks in this battle. Pauline Bravo is going to be serving. Earlier, she had some service problems actually. Now she'll be extra sure it will drop in. Uh-oh. What happened there? Short yung set, no?
Called for actually crossing violation. Second referee pointing on the center line there. MP
now in the lead, 11-10. Second serve here. Back row strike, perfect.
Ganda ng set. Joseph giving a thumbs up to De Leon in that last play.
Ruby did this perfectly. You know. 11-11, Mika serve. The push, the return. Abil loads up and ends up overcooking it.
Walang pitik. It's the same reminder she gets from Villet on the sideline.
12-11. Reyes in her serve, shoot Duras to stretch for it. Abel dumps it in. Phillips reads it cleanly. The back of the net, there's a net touch. Shirobi. There's a call for Vidalin to approach the first referee.
Yung kanina yung bola, ano mo, pinalo mo pa. Ngayon, touch net ka, ayaw mo mapuno ng tawag ng referee. Yellow card muna kita, ha?
Oh, yellow card. Sabi ni Ruben.
Wala pang pito.
You know, yung rule na yan has not changed in the last 40 years. Pagka hindi na pito ng tama, hindi naman na-penalize yun. Yung clean rule pala dyan, the authority to serve pala. Bigat, no? When you talk to the referees, they talk that way, language na gano'n eh. Perfect. Phillips makes it 13-12. Carla, what do you have?
Coming into the set, maraming paalala si Coach Villet Ponce de Leon sa kanyang team. Sabi niya, we have to know how to handle ourselves on the court. Lalo na sa endgame, it boils down to our decision making. Kung nasa harap mo, kunin mo na, wala nang hesitation. Sabi niya, makukuha natin to kung tsatsagain natin. We don't wait for them to give us the point. We have to make our own points. Back to you guys.
Absolutely. In any sport, can't wait for the opponent to give you any presence. You'll get a few breaks, but most of the production, you gotta do it. Abil is overcooking. Yeah. She's going long, but she's overcooking.
Wala na nga namang tao dun sa likod. So, you understand the intention, but just poor execution there.
2-point lead. 2-1 lead in the sets for Santa Lucia. Taking the first and the third. Check ball. And Abel makes up. This is hardly over yet. Anybody's match. Close and tight here in the fourth.
Pinangkita yung laban from that reception.
MJ was probably too nonchalant about it. She thought it would just bounce off her arms. Was not really primed to receive it. Didn't get a break there. We're tied at 14. Better reception there. The set.
Nice set.
Neutralized by the block. Hello. Not enough sauce on that one. This one is loaded.
That faster kind of set really working well for Santa Lucia. Laki ng butas dun sa gitna, and you can't really expect those two blockers to not have a gap kahit medyo magkadikit sila because of the height difference.
Uh-oh. Now that it's a crucial stretch of the match, these errors should not happen for Marinerang. We now take a break for the second technical timeout at 16-14. You know what? Judith Abil did not start today, but when she got going, she was red hot, and this is what she has registered so far.
And what I like about Judith Abil is that high level of volleyball IQ that she's been displaying here. She's such a young player, but the way that she adjusts, especially in crucial moments of the match, of the sets, iisipin mong matagal na siya naglalaro dito sa PSL.
That energy, it's like lightning in a bottle, really. As we have this problematic series of passes. It's the passing of MB that has been deserting them here in this final stretch.
That's what they fixed in the second set. But again, problematic like what you mentioned. So hindi sila makapag-set up ng offense.
Too much in a rush to get the ball into scoring action. Got to settle down on the first pass first. This one is off the block, and they nailed that. 17-15 tally here. Jen Kasugod all set to serve. 13 currently down by 2. That's much better for Jen. And a problem. Yep, it's a double contact violation. There was a problem there. And it's now just a 1-point affair in the fourth. Still anybody's match here. Pineda.
Good push.
De Leon has to hustle for it. Tubino, and that's out of reach.
Tubino really, she's helping out in ways na so crucial for Santa Lucia, especially if they're in this parang tulala moments in their slump.
They're in a trance, no? Parang
yes.
We're committing too many errors. It seems they can't get their offense going. Abil. Ramirez ducked it over. Mga iba naman. Perfectly done. And Joseph celebrating. And Coach Willette, Ponce de Leon says, this is too much. We're falling behind by 3 here in the fourth. They're down in the set count 2-1.
Block is there, huh? Yeah, you can do the block. The block is here, you're here, and your hand is really high. Yeah. So you can do here, even if the block is still over here. You can do here, then put the ball here. Okay? Okay, I will try. Mo lang doon. Ang palo ni Joseph, ang bagsak niyan dito. Dito, at saka dito. Tauhan natin, huwag ka naan dito. Pumwesto ka na dyan. Madami check ha. Madami ka. Let's go! Ahoy!
Well, the instruction for Chutura is hindi na yung C, hindi na yung open na palo. Toss na, which is medyo bitin nga. When you're facing the net, it's between the middle and that left side. Of course, to have more options than to go down the line or cross court.
It's really their ball movement.
Yeah, it's really the first ball.
Mika Reyes makes it a set. Joseph punches it in. Parang may sense ka na gusto nang mag-deliver ng knockout punch itong Santa Lucia. They have the momentum here. 2016. It's much closer earlier when it was 18-16, but slow pull away here. Set up Ventura. She's also tired. She's been going at it from the first ball here. We're already in the fourth set. That's loaded. Return to sender. Available for firing. Tubino. Captain play by Hernandez. The reverse set. Raslan. Joseph. Ramirez. Shoot to the Hannah's shot. Rocoso is there. Tubino punches it in.
Ganda nung extension ng kamay ni Tubino. Again, set was too low. Even Coach Edison on the sideline, natatawa na lang. But a point is a point, and however you take it, or however you get it, you're just gonna take it.
Every which way.
Mas lahat sila natawa na.
Pag hindi mo nakuha ang point, hindi siya nakakatawa. Pag nakuha mo ang point, nakakatawa siya. 21-16. Natahot pa si Royce Tubino. That's gonna go through. Bravo gets that to go. Been a while since they've scored.
17-21. Now serving
Now, if they've got still a bit of their rally cap with them, they need to do it now. They've done it throughout the match. Let's see if they can still get it here. But Tubino has other ideas.
Ganda talaga ng beaten dun sa gitna. If Mika Reyes gets that middle blocker, Tubino will be left alone at that left side, and that's exactly what happened.
22-17. Now serving.
Si Coach Edison Orculas, ganda ng kanyang substitution rito. Pasok niya tapos kay Prix, Cheng. And meanwhile, 22-17, Tubino.
There you go again.
May lakad si Tubino. May pupuntahan. And Marinera now beginning to sink here. 23-17.
Handa kayo, pero yun mo siya, idul mo siya sa kanya, play pa rin, okay? Girl, si Tubino, pag pumalo yan,
Papacheck. O, nagpapacheck siya. Andito na siya eh. Ikaw, pumupunta ka ba dito? Sabi ko sa'yo dito lang. Masyado kang nakaano. Eh, si Colleen nag-aabal ng cross yan eh. Puntahan mo dito kasi nakatago na siya eh. Tingnan niyo yung posisyon ng spiker natin. Walang down na palo yan kapag hindi maganda yung set. Nagdidiin lang yan ng palo. Let's go, girls! Skipper! Oh! Kapit!
Well, just explaining the tendencies of Tobino. Napapacheckan na lang sila. Maybe it's also time to let go of that down the line hit because as they mentioned, hindi naman madalas nagda-down the line daw si Honey Royce.
But you know, no matter what happens to this match, ang laki namin improvement.
Oh yeah.
Marinerang Pilipina.
Definitely.
And it sends a loud message to the 6 other teams. We cannot be taken that lightly anymore. They've done two 4-set battles so far with chances in each, but this one yet not done so far. They're a nice fighting crew. Struggling at times, but definitely competitive. And there's a net. Yeah, net touch. It's still shaking. Marinera still alive here. It is the worst time for it to happen. Royce Tobino serving for the match at 24-19. Won't happen yet. 24-20.
Now serving from the Bravo.
Bravo will be serving. Chang, MJ, that's it. But what a battle. At the end of 4 sets, it's a win by Santa Lucia. 25-19, 21-25, 30-28, and 25-20. Well-crafted win.
Well, definitely Santa Lucia made up for those mistakes that they committed, especially in the second set. Napakaganda ng pinakita nila, especially that third set win, 30-28, 35 minutes of action in that set, and they definitely carried over that momentum here in the fourth as they finished the whole match in just 4 sets.
So in behalf of Denise Tan and Carla Lizada, thank you for joining us. More PSL Grand Prix 2020 coming your way in just a short while. Big win by Santa Lucia.
We're still watching the 2020 PSL Grand Prix. Kasama ko ngayon ang ating MVP of the match, Royce Tubino, with 20 attacks and 1 block. Yung game na yon really intense, ang daming mga close moments. Pero most of the time, kayo yung lamang, tapos makahabol. Pero sa dulo ng laro, kitang-kita na ayaw mo nang pumayag. Ano ba yung tumatakbo sa isip mo during the end game?
Iniisip ko lang, basta tapusin namin yung game na to, makukuha namin, at saka magtutulungan lang kami, lalo sa last game na namin, na alam na namin na sarili na makukuha namin yung set na yun.
And of course, ito na yung bagong Santa Lucia, maraming bagong faces. Pero kitang-kita na talagang magkasundo kayo. Kita yung chemistry on the floor. Paano niyo yun nabuo in a couple of months?
Hindi, during training naman kasi nag-uusap kami, nagbabandi kami. So yung gel namin, kakilala naman kami, naglalaro na kami kahit sa labas naman, nag-uusap kami. Ayun, konting gel na lang, tapos banding pa. Ayun, band kami. Ayun.
At napakaganda ng start nyo nga dito sa PSL Grand Prix. Ano ba yung gusto nyong dalhin from your wins onto your next match?
Siguro tuloy-tuloy lang tong panalo namin at saka more positive lang sa mga coaches namin at sa mga teammates namin na lalo na sumusuport sa mga management. Ayun. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Tuloy-tuloy lang.
Ano naman yung message mo sa mga fans na sumusuporta sa Santa Lucia?
Thank you sa lahat po na sumusuporta sa Santa Lucia at sana keep on supporting us at saka sa Philippine Army. Thank you po. Thank you sa lahat. Thank you sa lahat. Thank you.
Thank you so much and once again, congratulations ang ating MVP of the match, Royce Tubino. More PSL action when we get back. Now you are watching our set highlights and we're seeing a lot of intense action during that first game that went into 4 sets between Marinerang Pilipina and the Santa Lucia Lady Realtors. Raslan delivering for her team, pero their efforts fell short in the end, even if they were able to close the scoring gap at several points of the game. Natalo pa rin sila ng Santa Lucia Lady Realtors in 4 sets. And here is our game summary. Total score, attacks, blocks, everything you need to know about what happened in our first match of the day. With Santa Lucia once again taking another win here in the 2020 Grand Prix. There you have it. Those were our set highlights as well as the stats mula sa ating game. And of course, marami pa tayong makikitang aksyon dito. At eto nga ang mga photos mula sa Santa Lucia Lady Realtors. We know that March is Women's Month. And this is something that we're seeing from the social media accounts of Santa Lucia to really be able to celebrate with the strength of the woman. At nakikita nga natin na napakaganda ng samahan ng Santa Lucia Realtors. And right now, we have 2 of the key players from their team as well. Their import, China Joseph, and of course, Alex Bollier. They are coming off a win today. How are you feeling after that great win?
Oh, I'm so excited. Our team fought really hard. And a lot of our players stepped up. You know, Royce, Honey, like she did such a great job, and I'm so happy she's on our team.
And you know what? I noticed that you immediately won over the hearts of the Filipino fans. How has it been so far with that reception, with you coming over to the Philippines?
So far, I love the Philippines. Everybody's so welcoming. The people are great. My teammates are so much fun. And I'm just enjoying the volleyball and the people here. So I think they can see that I'm enjoying that. So they kind of embrace me.
And you are the team captain. How would you say the chemistry of the team is going so far, given that there are a lot of people that are playing with each other for the first time?
I think it's going really well. Obviously, there's a lot of, you can see it on the court too, you know, there's a lot of situations where we're like, I don't know what's going on. But I think we do a good job to like talk about it and then side out in the next point, not to do the same mistake. And off the court, I think we get along really well and we all respect each other. So it helps, you know, it helps a lot and we're so versatile and, you know, everything's really good.
Now, Alex, you know, this is a new team, as we've been talking about, but what about you? How do you feel about the team so far and the great start that you're seeing here in the Grand Prix?
I'm really excited for our team. I think we get better each and every day. So, yeah, I think we're going to have a great year and great season this year.
And I talked to Coach earlier, and he said that he really wants to see that finishing power from you guys. You were able to show that today. How would you want to sustain that intensity moving forward with the rest of the games?
I think that will be a work in progress that we need to keep ourselves on each and every day. So I think you're just going to see us become more aggressive throughout the season.
And I want you to describe the new Santa Lucia. How would you describe the team and how well you guys gel together on the floor?
I think we have a great group. I really love everyone new that they brought in, and everyone gets along really great. Everyone loves our captain, Shai, and she's like our glue for our team. But yeah, in each position, there's tons of support for each other, tons of love. So it's really nice.
Well, that really came out in that win today. Thank you so much, guys, and congratulations. We'll let you get some rest now. More PSL action when we get back.